George Floyd he could have been Rodney Terry. I grew up in the same kind of neighborhood that he grew up in, predominantly all black neighborhood. It could have been my nephew, it could have been my brother, it could have been one of my players.
The fact that you heard his words and you heard what he said, and it was painful, man. It was so up close and personal, and you saw everything, and you heard everything, and not that the other situations were not like that, but it was just something about seeing him on the ground and looking in the officer's face. It just struck a nerve with everybody in the country.
It's not normal to see a man die in the middle of the street, by the hands of the police. We just basically saw a man crying for his mama. Young kids just saw a man just die in the middle of the street. So how do you process that? This hits everybody. This hits you. I mean, this hits you in your core, and if you don't have a reaction or a response to this, then there's something wrong. Then there's something wrong. And as coaches, what we need to do is not only help them process, but I think it's very important that we listen.
To sit there and just watch somebody not have any type of emotion towards hurting somebody else. And like none of the cops were thinking about him. They were just thinking about the arrest. I've never seen a protocol where you're supposed to sit knee on somebody's neck. And they said it was for 9 minutes.
It's nothing new to us. It's just news right now. And but again, it's cool to see that other people are starting to understand what we're trying to get done here. And we're not asking for much. We're just asking for our human rights. We're asking for our human rights, man. Our ancestors have put their blood, sweat, and tears into this country just like any other race.
The one thing that angers and really frustrates the black community has been the injustice of those perpetrators that have performed or have had those actions. When we haven't seen those guys get persecuted or punished for their crime. And a wrong is a wrong. I mean, we watched this particular situation was very visible. It hit very home to all of us. And, you have three guys standing on top of one guy, and you got one guy watching it, and he's saying, I can't breathe. And we've heard I can't breathe before, and we've seen before a system that we felt like that had failed us in terms of persecuting someone who's done a wrong.
We had folks being killed by citizens. Trayvon Martin wasn't killed by a cop. He was killed by a citizen. We got, the young gentleman that just got shot down, in Georgia. He was killed by citizens. This is a different time in history. This isn't just about police racially profiling people of color. You got citizens racially profiling people of color and are taking matters into their own hands. How do you process that if you're a young man, if you're a young African-American man, if you're a young Hispanic man, and if you're a young white man?
You would get pulled over, for no unnecessary reason and harassed and asked to sit on the curb and, insinuating questions as far as, money in your pocket and things like that. We've all experienced that, and it's gotten worse, as I see, it's gone from beatings to killings. And it's scary, man.
This deeply affects us because I grew up in a community where, you don't know what's going to happen to you day in and day out. Some people don't get to come home. Some people are in jails because they're wrongfully accused or because they were racially profiled. For my cousin, he was going home. It was early in the morning and he was going home. I can't tell you why he was stopped because I wasn't there. But I do know the part of it that if you have to call a police and you already taser and you have more than one police there and this man is unarmed, why do you have to shoot? And so that's what my family, we have to deal with that every day. So when I post on Facebook and Twitter, when you see the post, "We Are Billy D," that's my cousin. I'm gonna always speak his life. I'm gonna always tell my players about it.
Change comes from adversity. So I just try to keep my mind on, things about to get better. you know, because even though, you know, tragic situation, I just keep believing and praying and hoping, you know, something's better is gonna come from this, you know, and that's what keeps me going.
When do black boys stop being cute? You know what I'm saying? When are young black men viewed as a threat? You know, I'm also raising 2 daughters.
Yeah.
If they could pull over my son and racially profile him and pull him out of the car and do whatever, what the hell they gonna do to my daughters?
I asked our guys again the same thing I just said. I said, you know, how does it feel being black in America? And what type of perception do you think you have? And one of the profound answers that I got from my guys on that question was that of fear. And I said, why do you feel fear? Or do you mean fear in terms of your safety, or do you mean fear in terms of your physical presence, someone seeing you? They see you as a threat or fear, and that was very profound to me. That they would feel that way, and but I thought it was very good that they expressed that and they understood that they could be seen that way. And typically, sometimes there's some stereotypes, and you don't want to get in the business of stereotyping people and things of that nature there. But it was very profound that they saw themselves or saw people look at them at times as a threat because of the color of their skin.
If you run a 100-yard dash, it's just a straightaway. But for black men in America, we got a snake pit that we got to go through. We got an ocean full of shark-infested waters that we got to swim through. And I'm talking about in the same 100-yard dash. When you can run that 100-yard dash in 10.1, it takes us 10 years.
Mr. Floyd was just a spark, but you know, and now everybody, you know, now everybody's eyes are open. But what's even more important, I think, everybody's minds. You know, everyone's using their mind on this to really process and think about what's been going on, what just happened, and then what can we do to try and make things better.
We got a lot of great assistant coaches around the country that no doubt can be great head coaches. It's just about the opportunity, but we were trying to help those guys understand creating an opportunity, creating change. You got to be a part of this.
Our athletes stand up, and then they're told, "Shut up, sit down, because you're making $1 million in this country." It does, like, whatever protest we do is not good enough. Kaepernick technique, and people are still mad at Kaepernick taking the knee.
I feel like it's important that we stand up and we give our opinion on the things that's going on, because so many people watch and follow us, and if they can support us on the court, then this is so much easier to support us with.
I encouraged those guys yesterday. I said, I'm never going to be one to say, hey, you know what, you can't go out and be a part of a protest. You know, and so I encourage those guys, if they felt it in their heart, they wanted to go out and be active right now and understand how important it is to have a voice, to be able to do that.
So it's pretty cool. That's my first time ever going to like a protest like that. I didn't know what to expect, but the people, they brought us in, and just everybody was loving and caring to everybody, and everybody understood what was going on. There was people there to protect for like looters and stuff like that, but that wasn't the main focus. The main focus was just bringing everybody together and trying to help change this global problem.
It's okay to feel how you're feeling. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not condoning, you know, looting and rioting and stuff like that. But at the same time, we got to also understand where that looting and rioting is coming from. You know, there's a lot of people that are very, very upset right now. Not just black folks, you know, not just black folks. So, you know, this is just a very difficult time right now for everybody with everything that's going on. And so I think one thing that we got to do is just listen. Just listen to the young folks, listen to what they have to say, and let them know that we care about them, and you know, this is their time to make things better. This is really their time to make things better, you know. So all I'm doing is listening. I just want to listen and let them know that I'm here for them, and if there's anything I can do, you know, let me know.
I think and believe, you know, his death will be a game changer for the United States of America, man. I really do.
And I think that's the biggest thing right now, through protest and through getting out and being very active. I think that's the one thing, the one message that we're trying to get across, is that we want justice, and we want the system to give us justice.
Hold the people that are doing these things accountable. be consistent across the board.
Just being genuine, being real as possible. Like, you know, not letting certain jokes pass, not letting certain comments pass, you know, doing what you're doing now, like stepping up to the plate. Like, hey man, I'm tired of this. When you see something going wrong, you know, when white people address it, it's different.
It's very important that we get a chance to know each other. You know, the way I see something as a Black African male may be different, totally different than the way Nick Matson, one of my assistants, sees something through his lens, and that's okay. You know, his perception of something may be totally different than mine, but together we can come together and try to put some learning and some listening and some educational aspect to it in terms of trying to understand each other. And I think the more that we get a chance to understand each other, and more importantly, put out front that, hey, you know what, racism is a problem in our country, and it has been a problem in our country for, you know, a long period of time now. You know, history there.
Silence equals violence. So if you're not speaking up, then what are you doing? You're bringing no change. Say nothing.
What kind of change, or how are we going to make change moving forward? And again, the thing I tried to echo to our guys, I asked our guys how many guys had registered to vote, which is one small step, but was a major sacrifice. And people lost their lives for us to have an opportunity to be able to vote. And I asked our guys how many of our guys were registered to vote and how many guys were going to vote. And I said, a lot of times for your voice and to make change, you have to be actively involved at the state level, the local level, and at the national level.
What's more beautiful about this situation to me is when I see the countries, the other countries around the world that's protesting. I mean, they get it more than we get it.